Spoiler warning. I'll be talking about the second episode of Love Live Nijigasaki Second season in this video. And if you haven't seen the episode yet, then I suggest you watch it first and then come back here. Okay? Okay. So the episode starts with all of them present in the room talking about what to do for their next school idol festival. I love what everyone is wearing in this scene, by the way. It just looks so cute on everyone. As they worry about the weather, Yu then states that Shinonome and Toei are confirmed to participate, while Emma gets a message from someone who says are school idols from different schools. And she also says that they want to do a joint concert with them, as they all said the same thing, questioning about what's a joint concert. We then get to see the opening for the first time, and my god, did it just slap me in the face as to how beautiful the song is. The animation is gorgeous, the CGI is not noticeable, the 3D animation really has improved a lot. I couldn't even tell anymore what's 3D and 2D. And I've also noticed that in the opening, they showed us the subunits the girls will have, so I'm guessing this season will be all about them forming the subunits. Quartz, which is Kasumi, Kanata, Emma, and Rina. Then we have Azuna, which is Ayumu, Setsuna, and Shizuku. I gotta say, Ayumu and Setsuna have been holding hands a lot lately. And finally, we have Diver Diva, Ai, and Karen. So I am curious to see how these groups are formed through the anime. And this season will also follow on the new characters, like we have Shirako, we have Lanzu, we have Mia. We'll also get to learn more about these characters while we learn about the subunits and how they were formed. So we finally get to see the girls shown in the credit scene last episode. Jennifer is the president and Rakshara, which is a cool name by the way, is the vice president of the school idol club in YG Academy School. It seems as Emma met them through an online community where other international students gather, as they then found out that they were all school idols. They themselves would love to participate in the school idol festival, which is why they wanted to do a joint concert together, to get to know them better. Thrilled from the idea, they agreed on it, as they then mentioned about Lanzu's performance. Now here I thought they meant about the last performance Lanzu did in the first episode, but it seems like afterwards she held another performance. Shocked from hearing that, they simply tell them it was a surprise concert, so they weren't able to see all of it. I love how Kasumin here is asking questions about whether the people enjoyed her concert, as we then hear more Kasumin noises. As they then noticed Lanzu was missing from the group, Setsuna tells them about Lanzu not being in their club. Emma then volunteers to go and talk to Lanzu about the joint concert, as we then move to Lanzu declining their proposal immediately. And here we see that Lanzu really wants to wait to stand on stage with them until the school idol festival. She then leaves as Emma was still concerned. Kasumin then hypes them up for their upcoming joint concert. We then get a montage of just that. Them practicing, them finding venues, making the posters, as Kanata notices Emma still looking concerned. As everyone then fights over who gets to perform first, it was pretty cute seeing all of them eager to fight for the first spot to perform. Then we follow Yu as she takes a quiz and she was unsure on her answers. They then move to the listening test as Mia Taylor enters the room confidently. I swear she's so cool. She takes her seat and answers the exam as she borrows a pencil from Yu. While Yu was still having a hard time, she immediately passes her paper and leaves the room. I also want to point out that when Mia speaks English, her voice is so gorgeous. It gets me off guard sometimes. Ayumu then enters the student council room to bring them the application, while Setsuna and Shioriko were discussing about the school idol festival since the date is close to their cultural festival. Shioriko then comforts Ayumu with a smile as she says she'll do everything she can to ensure the event happens without any problems. She and Ayumu then walk together as they talk about her and Lanzu's connection in the past. And so far, she has been smiling with Ayumu recently in this episode. She then invites Shirako to their next performance, as we then move to Yu and Ai as they talk about how amazing Mia was. and the fact that she's even younger than them. They then see her interacting with Hanpen. My god, her Hey Kitty really was hot, I swear. Hanpen runs towards Ai, as here we learn that Mia really does make Lanzu songs for her. In fact, the relationship is like this. Mia makes songs she wants everyone to hear, while Lanzu wants to sing her songs, which is a win-win, as she really wants people to acknowledge her. As Rina, Kanata, Kasumin, and Emma were all discussing about Lanzu's fan site and a rumor going on about Lanzu having another surprise concert, they were curious to see the concert, and they managed to see Lanzu heading somewhere, as Kasumin gives them an idea. They simply follow her, and it's so cute how she thought of this. So they follow her around, and we just get to see Lanzu enjoying her day, getting good luck charms, eating a ton of desserts, buying merch. But not just any merch, it's the Nijigasaki School Idol Club merch. And here Lanzu buys all of them, as Kasumin cries as she tries to sign the merch, but Kanata holds her down. They finally see the venue of where Lanzu is performing, and we get to see a character that looks like from Shimoneda, and the other that reminds me of Akemi Homura from the end of Madoka Rebellion. We don't get to see Lanzu's performance, and I would be lying if I said that was fine, but it's not. I'm not fine. Lanzu then sees them as she invites them over to her home, and we just see how big her home is. They all sit down and talk, as we then see how different her ideals are to the girls. She also tells them how grateful she is for them, for she wouldn't be here today if it weren't for them. As Emma then asks her if that's what she really wants. Lanzu thinks by joining the school idol club, she wouldn't be able to perform freely as much. Rina then tells her that she could, even if she joined the club. I also love how Kasumin is just really confused in all of this. Lanzu says that she wants to reach the top with her own 2 feet, in which, again, those are Mia's songs she's singing. Like, what the hell? I also love the OST playing in this scene as well. It's peaceful, but at the same time, you can feel the pressure coming from it. And here we just see her telling them to prove her wrong, as we then move to the next scene with Kasumin so confused, while Kanata points out how concerned Emma always was about Lanzu. Emma states that what Lanzu said was not wrong, but it felt like to her that she was lying about something. Kanata and Rina feels the same way, as she then points out that Lanzu came all the way to Japan because of the school idol festival they created. That gives her a reason to not just leave her alone. Kasumin gives in, as she says she was also concerned for Lanzu a little bit. And as soon as they get the answers from her and she comes to them wanting to join the club, Kasumin says they're ready to welcome her with open arms. And the beautiful music kicks in, with all of them just looking happily. As Kasumin says where all the best place where all idols belong is at the school idol club. As they were all sitting at the seesaws, they all talk about how they want Lanzu to be more connected to her fans, and other things like how they reminisce about their whole performance as a club. And then Emma gets an idea and tells them to form a group together on their upcoming joint concert. They all agreed, as we then move to the next scene with all of them practicing with their voice. And these 4 really sound well together. My ears were blessed when they were practicing. Karen, Ai, Setsuna, Ayumu, Shizuku, and Yu were all present as Karen explains to them about the 4 of them performing together at the next joint concert. And Ai jokes around saying if she's jealous because they took Emma away from her. And Karen simply denies it by blushing adorably. Right. As we then see Mia speaking in English again, and Lanzu watching the poster as she was called out to watch it too. She smiles and the episode ends there. So if I were to rate this episode, I'd give this a 10 out of 10. I enjoyed the episode nonetheless. The animation was great, music was top tier, the opening is a banger. All Love Live songs never miss. I love how we get to see how Quartz is formed and can't wait to see how the other subunits get formed later on. My only complaint was that we didn't get to see Lanzu's performance, But other than that, I have no problems whatsoever. And also, Shioriko finally does more reactions this episode compared to the last. So I'm really happy about that. Because Shioriko is one of my favorite girls from the Nijigasaki group. And just seeing her without emotions whatsoever kinda terrifies me for some reason. But I am really happy that other than having an emotionless face, she was smiling the entire time she was with Ayumu. So I am pretty happy about that. So that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction or review. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. See ya!